There's a lot of rhetoric around petroleum-based food dyes. These are things like yellow number 2 and things like that that are things that make Fruit Loops, more appetizing looking and colorful. There is a thought that those food dyes may contribute to chronic health issues. There's not as a clear-cut scientific evidence that that's the case, but there is a movement to remove those additives from the market. The process of doing that is long. There is a revocation process. It's an administrative process that FDA would have to go through. So right now, the agency is asking companies to voluntarily remove these products remove the food dyes from their products. Some are doing that. I think others are waiting to see. There is some reformulation going on. The other side of the coin is that some of the natural additives have other substances in them that may have allergy implications or that may not taste as good. And so it's a very challenging issue. The government has very clear processes it has to follow in order to make change. Change is slow in the government because it gives people a chance to weigh in. There's usually public comment or hearings or opportunities to review at every stage. And I think the current administration would prefer that was, a much faster process. And so we're seeing a lot of announcements that look very, very powerful coming out of the administration that then are very hard to implement because there are actual processes that have to be undertaken. So I think there is absolutely more focus on food right now than I've ever seen at FDA. Food was, previously very, very important, but foodborne illness was really the focus, right? The inspectorate, making sure that when you go eat a salad, the lettuce is clean, or, making sure that, adulterated food is not put out on your grocery shelves. And so I do think there is an appetite for reform in those areas. I think the reform is a long-term process, which will, it will be very interesting to see what is able to be accomplished in, the period of time of Trump's term.